Good evening, everyone. Bari yereko. I'm so excited to be here with all of you, and thank you, Andrea, for that gracious introduction. She's right. She came on the show about 5 years ago. We immediately, of course, connected over being Armenian, as we Armenians tend to do. She was lovely, she was charming, but that was the extent of our interaction until about a month and a half ago. I received an email from some man named Hike, and he said, "Are you interested in coming to New York to MC an event for COAF?" To be honest, my immediate reaction was, "You've got to be kidding me. I have 2 young children, an incredibly grueling schedule. The last thing I want to do is do more. I'm trying to do less." But then I did a little research about COAF, and I knew something inside me. You get that feeling, right? Sometimes that there's just something pushing you to do something. I felt that urge, and I decided we're going to make this happen. So it takes a village, as parents out there know. My husband and I, thankful to have family that was able to help us out with our 2 kids, and we're here tonight to celebrate with all of you the accomplishments of COAF. Now, Andrea did warn me about one thing. She said, "You've got a great crowd, but sometimes they try to get a little chatty." So I'm hoping we can prove her wrong tonight. And I'm going to do my very best to fill her heels in, okay? So let me tell you a little bit about myself, how I ended up in Los Angeles, and how I ended up on television in Los Angeles. I'm a firm believer in opportunity. When you are given opportunity, you are able to excel in life if you use that opportunity correctly. Now, I came to this country when I was 7.5 years old. My grandfather made the decision to bring all of his grandchildren to America for opportunity, for a brighter future. The year was 1990. Armenia was still recovering from a devastating earthquake, 1988, the Spitak Earthquake. Many of you may remember that. I was in kindergarten at the time. That earthquake just demolished so many people's lives and regions. We're still recovering from that earthquake in many senses. In Gyumri, my hometown, that city is still recovering from that earthquake so many years later. We were also fighting with Azerbaijan at the time, and communism was ending. So there was a lack of opportunity, and therefore we were excited for a new future. We left behind our homeland, and we came to this country in search of a brighter future. Now, my grandfather's brother, that would be my late great-uncle, George Tamanjan, he decided to bring us all to America, which is an incredible endeavor. It was about 20 of us. But he's the reason I'm standing here before you today. He gave me that opportunity. We landed in LAX on April 28th, 1990. Now, as a child, for me, America meant having my own bedroom and having that bedroom be filled with Barbie dolls, because I was just 7.5. I was there with my 10-month-old sister and my cousins who were roughly the same age. We had no idea how our life was about to change. I did get my own bedroom, by the way. It was not filled with Barbie dolls. However, in time, I was able to fill that room with Barbie dolls. In the end, America wasn't about that room or the Barbie dolls. There was so much more to come. You see, I've grown up here in Palos Verdes in Los Angeles, in the South Bay, for those of you who are familiar. But my roots have always been and will always be firmly implanted in the homeland. That is where my heart truly lies. I have amazing memories of my childhood in Gyumri and in Yerevan. I grew up in both of those places. And my passion for being a Hayastansi is fueled every single day. A Gyumreti, a Leninalganti, however you want to see it. I am just so proud to be from Armenia, and I make a point to highlight that wherever I can. Thank you. It's amazing to me, though, to be honest, that sometimes I'm surprised and overwhelmed at the emotion and the connection I still feel all of these years later, but there's something that just draws me to the homeland. It's the soil, it's the water, it's the people, something. I think you can all understand. But every time I do go back, I look around and I wonder, what would my life have been like had I stayed here? Who would I have become? What would I have become? Now, these are questions that I'll perhaps never have the answers to. But I do know one thing. I'm here today, as I mentioned, because of Jora Babik, my great late uncle. And what he did for me goes beyond me. What he did, his actions, will serve for generations to come. I am fortunate enough now to have a job which I love, a job which I feel as though helps me evolve as a professional and personally every single day. It also gives me a platform to talk about Armenian issues and Armenian causes. And I don't take that for granted. I think of it as my duty. I think that it is our duty. Every single person in this room has a responsibility to carry our story on, to pass our heritage on, to talk about our culture. It is our responsibility to tell our story. Because we as Armenians, as you know, are scattered all over the world as a result of what befell us 104 years ago. But we must never forget who we are and where we come from. And on that note, I would like to take a moment, raise a glass, and let us celebrate the Senate recognizing the Armenian genocide. That is an example of what we all can achieve when we unite and come together. Yes, it took a long time, but we have to stick together and we have to work toward that goal. Now, I know. Let's enjoy the moment. Everyone keeps asking, what's next? What happens next? Don't worry about it. Let's enjoy the moment. It took a long time to get here. Let's enjoy this moment. Now, Armenian Americans like myself, I'm living my American dream every single day. And I don't take that for granted for a moment. But what is encouraging now and what is just inspiring is to know that Armenians in Armenia now have a chance to live out their American dream. Their version of the American dream, which would be the Armenian dream, is definitely a possibility. My story perfectly is in line with COAF's mission. The idea that you give someone the opportunity, that you empower someone, that you give them a chance they would never have, and watch and see what they can do. And in turn, in time, they will turn around and they will give back. That is what COAF is about, and that is what you are doing here tonight. Thank you for being here to be a part of this mission. It's not about the past, it's about the present, and it's about the future. I mentioned that I have two daughters, Sevan and Sona. And many of you in this room are parents or will become parents one day. When you become a parent, you know your world immediately changes, how you look at the world immediately changes. And you have this immense responsibility for this blank slate before you, right? Because now you have to shape this perfect human being. And you have to work hard and fight all the odds against you to raise a good person. Well, children are capable of everything and anything if they're given the right resources and the right tools. It's about providing guidance, motivation, encouragement, which is huge, and also nurturing them. As a community, that is our responsibility for the betterment of society. And we have taken the first step tonight to get that job done. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited to enjoy this evening and connect with many of you.